here, right now, talking about right here, only thinking about right now, I only wanna be right here, always living in the right now, while I'm talking about right here, only thinking about right now, I only wanna be right here, always living in the right here, right now, talking about right here.
What's up, Irators? Welcome to episode 6 of Iration's The Uplifter. My name is Drake Peterson, and for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is our weekly live stream. We are here live on YouTube every single Friday at 3:20 Pacific time to raise your spirits, answer some questions, talk music, talk shop, and of course, talk all things Iration. And with Mother's Day just around the corner, we're going to dedicate this episode to our mothers and to all the mothers out there listening. As we all know, there's nothing as powerful as a mother's love, and we wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for our moms, their love and their support in our careers. And to those of you who forgot that Mother's Day is on Sunday, you're welcome. So let's find out what everyone's doing for their moms this weekend. Kason from the gorgeous Hawaii, what do you got going on planned for your mother this weekend?
I think we're gonna do a Zoom call. I have 4 older brothers that all have families, so we're gonna try to just do a big sort of family reunion on Zoom. And she wants us all to either write her a poem or a song. So haven't worked that one out quite yet, but yeah, I'm gonna have to be working on that the next couple days because Sunday is the debut.
Are you gonna sing it for her?
Yeah, if I go with the song, or I might just have to have Talea do a poem.
What about you, Jojo?
I didn't do anything. She didn't want anything, so she gets what she wants. End of story. I sent her a card. I've asked her and called her 100 times, and she just refuses to give me any sort of. She doesn't want flowers. She doesn't want any of that crap. So, just a card with some kind words. That's about it. She's simple.
Nice and easy.
Yep.
MB, what about you, MB?
We are gonna drive to Ventura and just wave at her and hang out from a safe 6 feet away for as long as she wants. But we figured take a little road trip, see her in person. That's all she really wants as well. Usually she asks for peace on earth, so I can't deliver that one yet, but I can say hi in person.
Very nice. Poosh, what about you?
My mom's in Hawaii, so I'm sending. She's probably watching. I probably shouldn't say what I'm doing. It's a surprise. I'm sending her
Busted.
and my sister. Yeah.
And obviously, it's your wife Chloe's first Mother's Day.
Yes, she doesn't want anything. She just wants to take a nap. So she asked that I not do anything. So we'll probably just. Her mom will probably come over, and her mom will actually take over for her. In a true Mother's Day fashion. Grandma taking over for mom to give her a nap for baby. Give her a break from baby.
Very nice. What about you, Mr. Adam Taylor?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Poosh. My mom's out in Hawaii, and I'm here in California. But typically, my brother, his wife, my mom, and I would walk down to Kailua Beach, which is kind of by her house, and we would have a brunch on the beach. So this year we'll be doing a virtual brunch via Zoom. What about you, Drake? What do you got going?
I am going to do something similar to what MB's doing, except I'm going to be going down south to Orange County where my mom lives, and we're going to probably go for a little walk around somewhere around her neighborhood, and obviously six feet apart. And yeah, we'll probably just have a nice little picnic, me and Jesse and her, and just hang out early in the morning before all the people go out. So like she wants to meet at 7 a.m.
Wow.
So I have to try to get up early. So that will be
Jesus.
But yeah, awesome, guys. Sounds like everyone's got some good stuff planned. let's go talk about a little bit of news from the last week. Obviously, Right Here, Right Now came out a week ago, and there's been a lot of great positive information about that song. Everyone seems to really, really like it. And also the lyric video came out shortly, right after the song was released. So if you haven't heard the single yet, or if you haven't watched the lyric video, go check that out. You can listen to it on iTunes, on Spotify, on all the places, or you can go to irationmusic.com. Also, just another reminder about the COASTIN album. It is available for pre-order or pre-save. You can visit the links in the description below, or you can also check out our website, irationmusic.com. And now I'm going to ping it on over to Mr. Adam Taylor. He's going to be talking about the COASTIN official album bundles that are live.
Yeah, so if you guys go to our website, you can check out the bundles we just added there. The first one that's listed there, I'll just go over some of the items so you can kind of get an idea of what the bundles are, but they're tiered with different price ranges so you can kind of choose what kind of bundle you want. But the first one includes a limited edition color vinyl. It also comes with a digital download. You get the COASTIN CD. You get one of Jody's COASTIN kick drum heads, which is the big drum on his drum kit, the head of that. You also get a pair of Joe's signed drumsticks, which is pretty cool. You get a locally handmade genuine leather custom guitar strap, 4 guitar picks. And one of the cool items is a lithograph print, which is kind of similar to like a photo quality print of the album. It comes with an official chord and lyric book, a gang neutral bandana, a COASTIN roll-in tray, 3-pin set, a patch, and as well as some COASTIN vinyl decals. So if you go through, that's what the first one comes with. That's the top tier. But there's a bunch of different options for you to choose from.
Excellent. Remember, you can all go check all this stuff out at irationmusic.com or click the link right below here. And since this Sunday is Mother's Day, we are going to have everyone share a little something about their mothers. Instead of a nice little news story, we're going to all share about mom. Mr. Joe D, why don't you start us off?
Let's see. A story about mom. Let's see. One time she came to Red Rocks, that beautiful picture of her right there. That was a couple of years ago. And we drank a shit ton of wine and we smoked some pot and we watched a bunch of live music. And that was maybe the second or third Iration show my mom's ever been to. So for it to be at Red Rocks, that was pretty cool. Yeah. We'll never forget that, so that's the best, I guess, feeling you can have as a son, having your mom at the show and having her smile. Yeah, that was awesome.
Shout out Auntie Deb.
Yeah.
Yes, Deb. Yes, Deb.
I love you, Mom.
Well, if she's listening, she will be
She's
very
not.
happy to see that. She's not.
No, she doesn't care.
And then the song dedication?
Aretha?
Aretha, R-E-S-P-E-C-T by Aretha Franklin. That's
She
the
likes
song dedication.
Oldies. Yeah. So that's for her.
Very nice. Well, my mother is definitely one of my biggest fans and supporters. Like even when I used to always like play the trumpet from a young age, I sounded like absolute garbage. She would always call it like a dying moose. And, the trumpet is not something that's very soft. So whenever I would practice, it just would sound awful, but she always just pushed me to keep on playing and practicing. And I'd say my favorite thing about her is whenever we play around town, like LA or Orange County or San Diego, she obviously always comes to the show, but she always has one request. She always wants to make sure that she has a seat out in the audience, because as you guys know, backstage, you can't really see much. You can't really hear anything because we're all on ears. So she always makes sure Colin gets her a seat wherever that may be. And she always is wearing her like sweatshirt, her Iration sweatshirt. And she lets everybody around her know that her son is on the stage and that she knows all of us. And she ends up making like 20 or 30 friends just surrounding her. And it's just so funny because she's just this tiny old lady and she just ends up getting all these fans and she absolutely loves it. So that's my favorite thing about her, that she's so supportive, and love you, Mom. Mr. Kaysen, what about you? Another Peterson.
Yes, no relation to Drake Peterson.
We are not. We'll have to do a
had
DNA.
had to state that.
Well, we haven't done the DNA test yet, so we'll have to double check with that.
Is that
Drake
Scott
and
from
I,
Stick Figure?
no relation. Yeah, I'm a bit bearded in this photo. This is my mom, Candace Peterson. She is an artist. She is a watercolor artist. And for those of you that don't know, she actually painted the cover of the Hotting Up album. And yeah, she's an amazing lady. She is in California, moved to Hawaii. I was fortunate enough to be born after that, and just sending her some love. Can't wait to see her on a virtual call in a couple days. And yeah, shout out to my mom for always lending that creativity to her sons, and supporting us in that manner for whichever way we decided to express ourselves in music or painting. Yeah, love you, Mom. Shout out
Candace. All right, Poosh, let's hear it.
Well, my mom had fire hair in the 80s, as evidenced by these photos. My mom's just a super, I think I'm really similar to my mom in a lot of ways. She's like the kind of family therapist for like her entire side of the family. She has 2 brothers and 1 sister, and she has like 40 nieces and nephews, or 50 nieces and nephews on that side of the family. There's so many. My Aunt Carol had 8 kids, so she's got a ton of nieces and nephews, and they all call her for advice or to talk about what's going on in their lives. And she's always been kind of like the cool aunt. So I've always kind of grown up with that. We've always had people coming over to the house, talk to her and get her advice on things. I feel like that's kind of one of the things that she passed on to me, was like the ability to kind of have a conversation with pretty much anybody, give some good advice, be kind of like a listener. I got a degree in psychology after all of that, so it was kind of in my wheelhouse. But yeah, the funny story I have was, it has to do with the song that I'm also referencing at the end of this. But my mom, I had a student council meeting in high school, and I called my mom to pick me up. This is when I was like sophomore, freshman. I didn't have a car, so she came to pick me up, and she was like, I called her, and she's like, "Wait, right now? You want me to come get you?" Like, she was kind of didn't really want to come, and I was like, "Yeah, I need you to come get me. I don't have a ride home." Like, so she came to the high school to grab me, and she pulls up in her van, a minivan, and my dog is like, sitting in the passenger seat. And my dog is in Hawaii. Like, everybody's dogs are like outdoor dogs. It's not like California where the dogs live inside. In Hawaii, your dog like doesn't ever go in the car unless if you're going to like the vet or something, at the beach or something. And they don't really go in the house. They just stay outside and live in the garage because the weather's good. And she had the dog in the car, and I was like, "What's going on, Mom?" And she popped on the song that you'll hear later. And she's like, "You hear this? This is about me. This is a song about me." And I was like, I was a little too young to know what was up with Mom, but later on I figured out that Mom was taking some all natural sleep inhibitors. If you know what I mean. So she showed up at school a little tipsy.
Yeah, Susan.
But she's awesome. Everybody knows her. We've stayed at her house in Minneapolis on tour with Revolution. We had party days at her house in Minneapolis when she was staying there, and she still shows up to shows. She's been to Red Rocks and Aspen and a bunch of other shows. So good mom. Love my mom.
Hi, Susan. Mr. MB, your mom. What you got about your mama?
Well, much like Mr. Poosh, my mom is also named Susan, and also just an all-around awesome person. She one of the funniest things that I remember about growing up is on game nights or nights when we were all just kind of having like a family night at home. We would stay up later, play cards, play board games, watch movies, and you could tell when she would start to get really tired because you would say something that was kind of innocuous or not that funny, and then she would just start cracking up, laughing, and would go full delirious and lose control and just start dying of laughter. And it would slowly spread to like my dad, and then my dad would be laughing so hard he could barely breathe. And then me and my sister would just be at the end of it rolling on the floor laughing, and it would be out of nowhere. It would just be something really normal and not that funny that would set her off. But you knew it was like, all right, she's getting tired, time for bed for mom. So that's one of my favorite memories of growing up, is those kind of nights where we were just getting silly. But my parents, they stopped drinking to raise my sister and I. And so, that was a big thing for them, that they didn't want us growing up around. But eventually once we got old enough, they started loosening up, started having a drink here or there. And I remember the first time I really ever saw my mom drunk was at my cousin's wedding in San Francisco. And my cousin's husband, Alvin, mixed up one too many super strong signature margaritas. and I caught my mom like sneaking back into our suite and like trying to like tiptoe past me. And I was just like, the tables have turned, Mom, I caught you. And I'll always remember that. She's just super fun, awesome person. And it's nice to see her let loose as she gets a little bit older and doesn't have to worry about us not turning out okay. But she did a hell of a job. She instilled in me a selfless kind of character, and she's a very giving, caring person, more so than I could ever be. But I admire that the most about her.
Your mom definitely, we all definitely had a good time doing wine tasting right before your wedding in Mexico. That was with your mom. She was definitely having a good time.
Yes.
All right. Last up, Mr. Adam Taylor.
Yes. So my mom, Barbara, so I got knocked off there for a second, but I am back. So my mom's out in Hawaii. This picture is actually, I think my mom retired kind of shortly before this photo, and then went on a 6-month travel around Europe to visit friends. But a cool story about my mom is she's always been supportive of music, and I think it started in sixth or seventh grade with clarinet and joining the orchestra. And kind of around the time when, we were all starting to jam, I was about to graduate college, and it was not a very natural thing to not get a job and pursue a real career and try to go for music. And my mom bought me I think it was a $1,300 or $1,400 Fender jazz bass, which was a huge, huge thing that really, I played that guitar for probably the first 6 years of our career. And it was kind of an unattainable cost on our budget at the time. So it was a really cool way to get me really into bass and to pursue Iration. And I'll always be thankful of Mom for that.
Excellent. Well, everyone is very lucky to have our moms, and we all thank you if you're all listening. And I did want to say one little thing. Someone was talking in the comment section on this YouTube, was saying that there's 2 Susans, but we also have, this is what's crazy, we have two Petersons, me and Kason. Then we have a Cullen and a Colin, and then we have a Chris, and at one point we also had a Kristen. We have 2 Micahs. What else am I missing? There's another.
We used to have 2 Joes.
Yeah.
2 Joes.
We had Kristen Taylor, our monitor engineer,
Taylors.
Adam Taylor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, there's definitely quite a lot of double names. All right, now I think we might have a couple other questions. Let's see if we got anything else. Boys, you see any other questions in the comments that you guys want to?
Yeah, some of the questions that I saw earlier were people were kind of asking like what we do about do we get, what do we do to get over stage fright? Oh, right there.
There it
Holy
is.
crap.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn, that was some fast moving right there, X-Man. That's random that you pulled this exact question that I was referencing. I swear that was not planned, FYI.
Should have just went with it.
I know, yeah.
Preparation for sure.
So, yeah, what do you guys do for your stage fright? Do you still get stage fright? How do you deal with it if you do?
I think the more prepared I am, the less scared I guess I get. So as long as like, especially mid-tour, once like the set's ready to go and we're firing on all cylinders, I don't usually, the only times I kind of get nervous is if I feel like something is very fresh that we haven't had a chance to really nail in, or, even just if my vocals aren't feeling 100. So I try to just always warm up my vocals, take a couple shots of tequila, and I'm good to go.
It's all about that Gronk. We have a nice little pre-show Gronk too, where we just basically put on some Backstreet Boys or some Britney Spears or some Dua Lipa, and we just literally jump up and down on the bus while maybe having some tequila.
Yeah, I think as long as the routine is there, so like an hour out, I like to warm up on like the ukulele bass or something, the Gronk where we all kind of get your energy up. But yeah, on tour, it's not really, you don't get as much stage fright. It's unless like maybe there's another musician that you look up to or someone that is watching. Sometimes that'll kind of throw me off. Or like Micah said, if we're playing a new song, and sometimes I'll just be like focusing too much on that or the audience and just kind of go, wait, where are we in the song? Is the part coming up? So especially for Joe and I think we rely a lot on each other. And when you have the ears in, you can't just yell something. So it's like we have a lot of nonverbal cues where we just make eye contact or do some kind of sign like, hey, where are we? Or Drake too, I look at you where I'm like right here, and you'll kind of do stop, or you'll give me the fingers.
It's definitely like whenever there's a song that we have just learned and if we're playing it for the first time, like I remember we were really nervous when we played that Stevie Wonder cover, because it was like definitely like one of the hardest songs.
Technical.
Sorry, Kason, didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that I think the nerves are always a bit high whenever we're doing those like radio gigs that are at like 10:30 in the morning when we're on tour and went to sleep at like 4 a.m. and then we wake up and have coffee, and Colin just like comes in the bus and is like, all right, guys, we're headed into whatever radio station. We're going to like throw together like some congas and like some sort of janky monitor setup, like play on this like Casio like keyboard. And
you
there's
never
going to be
know what instrument you're going to get too.
Yeah,
like...
there's going to be an audience of like 5 like quiet people just staring at you.
This is a good question. Who are your biggest reggae influences?
Bob Marley for
Black
me.
Uhuru. Steel Pulse. Don Carlos.
Oswald.
Sly and Robbie for sure.
Mikey Dread.
Aini Kamosi.
Yellow Man.
Magic for me. Sorry, who's up?
Sting. Shaggy. The Sting and Shaggy project really took me to another place, really, to be honest.
Micah was really big on Snoop Lion for a little bit there.
Snoop Lion, yeah. I've never really heard his other music. I heard he goes by like Snoop Doggy Dog or something like that, but Snoop Lion is pinnacle.
Let's see. There's one other one that I wanted to do. Oh, everyone's asking about summer. Poosh, do you want to give any? I saw you responding, but maybe you want to touch base on that on the live stream.
Hello, McPoosh.
McPoosh.
Wait, what?
Wait,
I'm looking at
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Airport.
Airport. Adam, you wanna answer that question?
I'm gonna toss it over to MB.
I'm gonna shoot that back over to Drake.
I'm gonna catch it and then I'm gonna shoot it back over to Drake.
I mean, right now, summer is still on the books, but it is. I mean, and any of you guys chip in where you want. It's still there, but I mean, as of now, it doesn't seem. I'm not very optimistic that it will happen, but I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat, in that it's like.
Hey guys, here's what we can do. I can pass it. I can pass it to Kason, and then Kason can pass it to Drake, and then Drake pass it down to Adam to Joe, and then back to MB, and we can see if we can get a hacky sack around our Zoom right now.
Let's
all right?
do it. Let's
Oh
do
wait,
it.
so if it's facing me, okay, so I got to go the other way then, this way to Kason.
No,
Here you go,
other
Case.
way. Other way.
No, other way.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Is it
opposite
the other
what
way?
you think.
Yeah.
All right. No, that was the right way.
That goes to me now.
Oh,
That's
it's
good.
all mixed up, guys. The tiles, because I've got Micah and Kason here.
Well, we're looking at the live.
We're looking
feed
at the
that
actual
everybody
live
sees.
feed, Adam.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh.
wowzers. So yeah,
I'm gonna go with the positive aspect and try to send out some positive thoughts and say that we will be on tour in the summertime.
I really hope so, Case. I'm itching to get back and jam again.
Well, they've opened up
too,
everything.
man.
They're opening everything up here in LA, and the beaches are opening up in LA, so it's a good sign.
Is it?
I hope.
If we can do it, we surely will do it.
yeah, I'd agree with
That
that.
we will.
Shout out to
Is it-
Jackson. He wants to hear Danger. What's up, Jackson?
Shout out Jax.
What up,
Danger.
Jimmy?
Okay, here's another question from Miss Annette Williams. Is there a dream recording studio that you would like to record in, like an older classic studio?
I've always liked the idea of like doing like an album where you kind of make it like a retreat and you go off somewhere like isolated for a week or two and just start with nothing and maybe spend the first week writing and then the second week recording. And maybe you need more time than that, but just
Kinda
to be
like
off
Sonic-
somewhere.
Like Sonic Highways on like Dave Grohl's show?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys see the movie yesterday?
Yes. Sure.
So when it's kind of loosely with the Beatles, but he goes to record the Beatles songs at East West. I don't know if you caught that when you watched it, but it shows him going into East West, which is where we got a chance to record. But who are some of the artists that recorded there, Micah?
Everybody, Frank Sinatra, Beach Boys,
Metallica.
Rage Against the Machine, Chili Peppers, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seems
the
good.
Wrecking Crew.
The
that's
Weekend.
pretty cool.
Adam's
That's a
boy,
good
The
one.
Weekend.
Oh yeah.
We cut the room where we cut Junior from Common Kings for the new album was where The Weekend cut some of his last records. So it's pretty cool. I would
But
say
as
for
far
me,
as go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna say for me, I think one of the studios that I would love to get into would be like Electric Ladyland in New York. That's kind of a classic spot where everyone's cut at, and then the other one would be probably Abbey Road. Would that be good? I don't know. Probably.
They make some pretty good albums over there at that Abbey Road, or
They've done a couple of things.
All right. Well, if you have any questions that you want to submit to us, you can always give us a call or a text at the number is 805-225-6886. Again, you can text or call at 805-225-6886. Once again, we want to thank all of you guys for tuning in and watching The Uplifter. And we love you. And remember, when the news gets you down, you can always tune in to The Uplifter. Happy Mother's Day, y'all.
Happy
Check out those
Mom's
merch
Day,
bundles.
All those moms out there.
Shout out, Mom. Love you.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, no.
Lipgate 2020, y'all.
We have a lip date live.